Let's just look at the second page. So we'll do one or two from this page right now. And then, because these are all positives, if you look at it. Okay, these are all positives. This is a combo, but I just want to look at the first column first. All right, so let's try, let's try number 6. What are the factors of 24?
6 and 4.
All right, so we always start with what are the factors, and the factors are, could be 6 and 4, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, and 3 and 8. I suggest that when you're writing your factors that you do them in order. I would never start with 6 first.
3 and 8.
Okay, so I would start with 1, I start with 2, I start with 3, and then I know I would say 4 times 6. That's how I would do it. So now I'm going to look and say, which of them will combine, the sum will be 11. I want 11x. All right, so I'm going to have 3x and 8x equals 11x. That works. So I'm going to make my area model. And what goes in the first box? Oh, this is actually m squared, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. M squared, so this should be m and m. And what goes in this last box? 24, and this is going to be 3m and 8m. And now I just want to show you a little tip to make sure that you're on the right track. If you multiply the diagonals, 3m and 8m is going to be what? 24m squared. And if I multiply this diagonal, I'm going to have 24m squared. These two better match. Okay, so that's just a little tip that those two should match. Okay, so what's my next step?
When it's negative?
Hold on a second. What do I do at this point?
You factor in.
Greatest common factor of m squared and 8m? M. Okay, and how about 3m and 24? 3. Okay, so m times what gives me m squared? M. M times what is 8m? 8. And 3 times m is 3m. 3 times 8 is 24. I'm good to go. I have m plus 3 times m plus 8. Okay, is that pretty simple? And I'm hoping that many of you, do you remember doing this in Algebra 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Different numbers.
What do you mean different numbers? Yeah, there's a lot of them that you could try, but do you remember the process?
Is a drastic way to die again?
Pardon me?
Is a drastic way to die again?
No. Okay. No, I'm not gonna. I have to say something. I do not believe in giving you 50 or 18 problems on the same thing. Figure if you know how to do 5 of them or 6 of them, then you're probably good to go. If you like doing them, if you want to do more because you need more practice, I don't generally give you pages of worksheets to do that are repeating the same skill. It's just a philosophical thing. Okay, so let's try number 18 and see if we can't solve that. Okay, for number 18, what are the factors? Which factors are we looking for? What are the factors of 60 that when combined, so let's look at factors first, and the factors of y squared are going to be what?
15 and 4.
All right, you got, all right, but can you not just call that out so people have a chance to think about it? So it's going to be 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 10, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, 6 and 10,
3 and 20.
3 and 20, sorry, bad. 3 and
So it
20.
would be 4x plus 15xy.
Okay, so I need to think about what am I going to combine here that will give me a 19xy, right?
4x and 15.
X plus 4y, x plus 15.
So that I need to have, when they multiply together, think
Four.
about this.
So it'd be
4x
x
times
plus
5y.
4y, x plus 15y.
Or
X.
4xy
4xy plus
15xy.
15xy
And then when
will
they
give
make
me 19xy. Okay, so let's see what happens here.
No, because you're adding them up like
Oh, yeah.
So that's not
So what's going in my first box?
x squared.
X squared, and in my last box,
60y
60y squared, and I'm going to have what? 4xy and 15xy. What does this have to equal?
60x y
60x squared y squared, and what does this have to equal? 60. So do I have the right combination of variables?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so now, my next step is what? Find the GCF. Okay, and the GCF of x squared and 15xy is x. Okay, and what about over here?
y. Yeah, 4y.
4y, good. So x times what is x squared? X, and x times what will give me 15xy?
15y.
Good. And 4y times x, I'm good, and 4y times 15 will give me 60y squared. So my factors are x plus 4y, and what? X plus 15y. Is that pretty simple?
Yeah.
I mean, are you okay with that? Because I'd like to introduce the negatives to you. All right. All right, let's look at number 15. Okay, number 15. Why don't you write down the factors of 40 that we're doing number 15. X squared minus 3xy plus 40y squared. So I'm looking for the factors of 40, that when combined, so 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 3, 4 and 10, 5 and 8. Do I need to go any further? Am I good with 5 and 8? Hey, you need to be careful because sometimes you will get tripped up. All right, so in order for them to be negative, remember the sum needs to be negative, what must they both be?
Negative.
Negative. All right, so I'll have a negative 5, what?
X.
And a negative 8xy. Okay, and I know that a negative times a negative will give me a positive. So I make my chart. I have what?
Well, I noticed that if you just look at the factors and then if they add up to the middle term, that's, you know that it's, yeah.
Right, okay, but I understand that. That's what I said before. You may be able to do these mentally. Okay, at some point, these are the easy ones, but they're in anticipation for some of the more complicated ones, and I get that you could do these mentally. All right, so I'm going to have x squared and 40y squared, and I'm going to have a negative 5xy and a negative 8xy. You need to be careful with your negative signs here. So what do they have in common? X. So x times what will be in here? I'll have an x here. What happens over here?
Negative.
I'm going to have a negative 8y. And what about over here? What do they have in common?
Negative 5 times.
A negative 5, a positive 5, what? Okay, you need to check your work here. So this times that will give me a negative 5. So do I need a negative here? And then a negative times a negative will give me the positive. So you just need to, you have to really kind of stop and think when you're dealing with your positive and negatives. What?
Shouldn't it be a negative 5y?
I haven't gotten the variable yet. I was just concerned about whether it was going to be a positive or negative. Yep. So it's going to be negative 5y, and that would give me
Wait,
that.
but negative 5 isn't like, oh, never mind. I got it.
Okay? All right, so where are we?
Just loud.
Yes.
I just want to ask quickly. I know it's supposed to be negative 5 and negative 8y, but
Whoops, sorry.
negative 5 doesn't have anything to do with positive 40. So why is it negative?
Negative 5 times negative 8 is positive 40.
Oh, okay. I was
Because
just thinking
when I
they
looked
have in
at
common.
this,
Yeah, they have a negative in common.
Oh, they do.
okay, well,
Well,
first
two
of all, I
negatives
needed
there.
to have a negative 5xy and a negative 8xy to get that negative
Because
13.
you can multiply a negative 5 by 40.
Okay, I guess so.
Okay?